MacNeil, please.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good afternoon, Prime Minister. Indeed, how things have changed. I mean, it seems just quite recently I was at the Liaison Committee here, interviewing or questioning your predecessor, and you're resigning in the chamber. You're leaving the government, and here you are in front of us this afternoon, and it's good to see you. Now, Prime Minister, the Japanese trade deal is worth about 0.07% of GDP, 1/70th of the cost of Brexit. Basically, how many, simple question, how many Japanese trade deals do we need to make up the damage that Brexit is giving us?
Well, Mr. Brendan, I don't accept 1 minute the characterisation that you make of Brexit, and actually,
it's your own government that says you're going to cost 5% of GDP.
Thank you. We had a fantastic presentation in Cabinet the other day from Liz Truss of the list of trade deals that she's now able to do. That weren't open in this country before, that she's engaged on now, that will not just help to open markets, stimulate trade, help citizens and consumers in Japan, in the UK, but we can be at the heart of a great cat's cradle of deals across the world. And for 20 years now, world trade has been in the doldrums. And the UK...
It's a simple question. You're going off piece to respect
in getting off the ground again.
The answer is 70. You need 70 trade deals to make up the damage that Brexit will. 70 Japan-style trade deals. And they are 20th of the world's GDP. It's your own government's numbers. It's 0.07% of GDPs. You gain 5% is your loss. So therefore, divide one by the other and you get 70. You're accused of intending to break international law. And as Hilary Benn mentioned, the Advocate General for Scotland has resigned. Can your government find somebody else who's not quite sharing in his honour or principles to replace him and take the job? Have you got anything in mind?
As I said to Hilary, I can't comment on that matter because it's still, as I understand it, to be resolved.
Okay, you're accused also by the Congressional Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Congressional Chairpersons Elliot Engel, Richard Neal, Peter King, William Keating, of efforts to, and I quote, undermine the Northern Ireland Protocol of the Withdrawal Agreement, and as a result you'll have no UK-US trade deal. Is that a price worth paying for breaking international law?
I have the utmost respect for for Nancy, for all the people that you, the distinguished congressmen, senators that you mention. But I think that when they understand what they see, what we're trying to do, I think they will share our ambition and our concern, which is to protect the balance.
So does Nancy Pelosi misunderstand the situation
of the Good Friday of the protocol?
Did Nancy Pelosi and the chairpersons misunderstand?
And to protect the peace process in Northern Ireland, and that's where
have they got it wrong? Does Nancy Pelosi get it wrong? Does Nancy Pelosi have it wrong? Is she wrong? Is Nancy Pelosi wrong in that assertion that the four chairpersons have written?
Possibly the vital importance of protecting the symmetry of the Good Friday Agreement is something that may have been lost so far in the presentation of this matter, and I have no doubt that something that
I'm sure that
readily
watching in Washington
by our friends.
You're accused also, Prime Minister, of having a centralising state, and clearly independent Ireland has more autonomy in the European Union than Scotland does in the United Kingdom. Now, the reality is that the European Union you demonised is a lot more flexible than the UK you preside over, isn't it? And are you proud of being the Prime Minister of such a centralising state?
Well, Mr. MacNeil, you must. I really have to disagree very, very strongly with that.
But Ireland's got less independence than Scotland.
I would point out that if you look at actually what is happening as a result of Brexit, underpinned by this UK internal market bill, powers are being handed directly back down from Brussels to Scotland, 70 or more, and if the Scottish nationalists...
It seems the Scottish government misunderstands your Nancy Pelosi now.
I very faith they probably do. If the Scottish nationalists really want to reverse that process, go back into the EU, you'd be giving back control of energy, of agriculture, a huge number of policy areas, and above all, you'd be giving back control of your and that point cannot be, and I know you're trying to interrupt me from saying this.
I need you to hurry up and be quick with your answers.
Enough.
You're not respecting...
Less interrupting, please.
You're not respecting democracy in Scotland, Prime Minister, but the good news is, and the happy reading is, that poll after poll shows that Scotland wants to be independent like Ireland I mentioned earlier. When will you agree to the Scottish Government's request for a Section 30? Will you ever agree to the Scottish Government's request for a Section 30 to hold an independence referendum?
The Scottish Nationalist Party fought
It's Scottish Government.
Fought the referendum in 2014 very clearly on the understanding that this was a once in a
Not at all.
generation.
That was not written in the Edinburgh Agreement.
Order.
That was
Let him answer the question.
something that I believe both Nicholas Sturgeon and Alex Salmond said at the time in persuading people to cast their votes. They voted.
You said you died in a ditch.
They voted overwhelmingly or very substantially to stay in the union. I believe the union.
So are you going to be the Section 30?
I believe the union is a great and a beautiful thing, and I think we
yes
should,
or no?
yes, I think we should keep it, and I don't think that a generation has elapsed since 2014. And my understanding of human biology.
So that, is that a no?
About 15 seconds left.
Is that a
I don't
no?
think a generation has elapsed.
Is that a yes or a no?
It is a statement of the obvious that I don't think a generation has elapsed.
So it's a no to a Section 30, regardless of the wishes of the Scottish people. And the polls
it was said very clearly
shown independence.
in 2014 that this was a once in a
That was not
generation.
said. That was not said clearly. That's not in the Edinburgh
Right.
Agreement.
Moving
Was
on.
that not said
I
by the
think.
Scottish?
Next
Not
time
in the
I'll
Edinburgh
sit,
Agreement.
order. Next time I think I'll sit you further away from each other. A bit more social distancing would help. So Bob Neal.
Thank you very much, Chairman.